Welcome everyone. Today we have a very special video because we will be talking to the one and only number one in Vanguard Zero for the early February format, let's say. And so this is 50 cards. Please introduce yourself.
What's up? What's up? Yeah, 50 cards, basically. I guess season 4 I would consider it. I got first place on Cardfight Vanguard Zero. Used a lot of time, let's just say that. And yeah, let's just say it was a big process, but we got there. So,
Yep. And I was watching the ladder, and quite a few times, like the number 2 or 3 would like start pushing.
Oh yeah.
And it would get pretty close, and then
at the start,
it
was there was really no competition. But
Yeah.
then when it got more to the ending, when it was like legend like 60-ish, then 2 people started trying to get up there.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to allow that.
There was I think the number 2 guy was 3 minutes, which is he's a very famous Nova Grappler main, and then he's very popular in Japan as a whole as a player. So I was pretty surprised that it was like 2 people that I kind of know that are like racing for the first spot. So that was really exciting to see.
Yeah.
All right.
I honestly had no clue who any of the guys were. Krep, I think his name was.
Yeah, Krep
He's been, I think, top 10 like the past 3 seasons or whatever.
Yeah, like basically every season, I think.
Yeah, I was kind of nervous about him. He was gonna pull something and somehow get like 10 legends in like no time. But luckily, yeah, it was all good there.
Yeah. So also your Legend 99 is the record for now, right?
For now, I'm kind of nervous because right now first place is kind of destroying me. Like when I was at that point of last season, I was a lot lower.
That's true.
So yeah, so I'm kind of nervous about that, but at least I'll have the record for 14 days.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance that also they have time right now, and then they won't have the second week, so they might just be pushing harder right now.
Yeah. I'm hopeful I'll have it for another season. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I was kind of sad about not getting Legend 100, but it basically did everything I wanted to do except that whole Legend 100 thing.
Yeah. You were this close.
3 wins.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So first thing I wanted to ask is, what's your actual history with Vanguard, like the TCG and the game itself? Because I know that you used to play back in the day, right?
Yeah. Basically, my friend got me into the game like I think 50 episodes in or something of the first season.
Yep.
So I've been playing since basically the start. I did a couple tournaments back in the day.
Yep.
Sadly, my locals shut down. So that was one thing. And now the closest local is like 45 minutes away from me. So I haven't been very much into TCG.
Mm-hmm.
Really, the only thing with TCG I've been doing is I opened a little small online store. That's basically all I've had with that. But yeah, basically when they announced Cardfight Vanguard Zero, I was super hyped, and I was definitely I definitely wanted to try to get first at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what the whole system was going to be, but I was definitely happy to see that. I'm actually pretty happy with the system, to be honest.
Okay.
But basically, yeah.
Do you want to expand on how you feel about the rank system? And also, do you play any other like digital card games to compare it to?
I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links like 2 years ago, because actually Yu-Gi-Oh! Was the first game I played until I got into Vanguard.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's basically the only other card game. What was the rest of the question?
Like, how do you feel in comparison for the ranked system in Zero to like other games, or how do you feel about the rank system in Zero in general?
Oh yeah, actually, with the Cardfight Vanguard Zero rank system, I actually really like the system, to be honest. Definitely the rewards and all of that, but the way it is, where basically I can't lose my legend, that's one of the best parts about it, because when you get into like 9-10 game losing streaks, it's like it's really bad. But luckily, because of the whole fact that you can't lose your legend, it really doesn't hurt you too bad.
Yep.
That's probably the big thing, and then again, you get really good rewards for wanting to get up in the top, and it just gives you another incentive to want to get high up in the legends, which I probably got about 5,000 gems from that, which
that's pretty
rewards,
insane.
Yeah, the rewards are very nice, and again, that's one of the big reasons why I wanted to do it, because it gave me a big head start, I would say, on other people, because I was able to get the free gems and all that.
Yeah, and then you get a pack for each legend you reach in the achievements too, right?
You get, I think, 1 pack for every legend till like legend 20, and then after that it's every 5 legends.
Oh,
I was kind of upset about that, because I was assuming I was gonna get a free 100 packs, but nah.
Yeah, that's what I assumed as well. But damn,
you
get pretty greedy with that towards the end then. All right, so But I also noticed that on your channel you did quite a few like pack openings and stuff. So is that also for your store?
You mean the actual TCG?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, basically every set I open a case of cards, which basically is like 20 to 24 boxes of cards.
Yep.
And yeah, basically that's how my whole channel started, with all those with the case openings and everything. And basically with my channel in general, I try to do things that most people aren't doing, which case openings obviously cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I go and I open a lot of cards. I live stream it, which is another thing most people don't do.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, I resell the cards and basically buy more. It's just really how it is. I really don't even make much off of it at all. It's just, again, the enjoyment of opening all the packs and everything.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, that's good.
yeah.
That's true that there aren't that many like pack opening channels in Vanguard, and it's also like from my own perspective, when I do like box opening videos, they usually don't do as well as others. So
Yeah.
that just, I guess the community itself doesn't seek it out too much, but it would be nice if they did.
Oh yeah.
All right, so
Definitely.
then I wanted to ask you about your favorite deck in Zero, or the one you felt that is your most comfortable pick for ranked.
So my most comfortable pick was definitely Razor. I used it for most of it. Up till about Legend 45, it was my only deck.
Right.
And then after that, I had a bit of a Oracle. I don't even know if I want to call it luck with my packs, and I put a bunch of Tsukiyomi, so I wanted to try out that deck. And then that was basically my backup. I got about 20 Legends with Oracle, but then basically my main deck was Perfect Razor, Nova, the whole thing.
Right. Okay. So with Risers, you really just pushed through, and then now you have the 4 SPs as well.
Oh yeah, I got 12 copies of Perfect Razor right now.
Yeah, and then what was actually your trigger lineup? And also, this is something that we see in the community being debated. You know, stands versus 9 draw versus like several draws, some crits. You know, I saw that you changed your trigger lineup in the main deck quite often. And so, what was your mindset with those changes? And did you feel it was rewarding to make those changes or not?
Yeah. So originally, I ran just 9 draws and 4 heals at the start of the season. But I realized that I'm trying to push through people, and with draw triggers, it obviously slows down the game a little bit because then I get the extra cards and everything.
Yeah.
So I went and swapped it out, I would say like at Legend 15, and I made it all crits. Now that worked for about 10 games. I got like 10 in a row and all that, but then I started losing constantly. So I was like, all right, let me start swapping around the triggers and everything. So what I did is basically evened it out with draws and crits. That I started to see some success with that. So then I went and swapped them around a little bit more. And right now I'm running 3 crits, 6 draws, and 4 heals, I think.
Right, yeah.
So I can... It's because the big thing was when I was running too many crits, I was running out of cards so often that basically I had no options.
Yeah,
so I wanted to make sure I had the... Yeah, I just needed... I definitely needed the draw triggers, not just crits.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was definitely a big factor in me getting that high up, was the draw crit combination.
I guess that's that for the deck. One thing I wanted to ask you as well, what was your VP total at the end of this season?
Oh my. Whoa, wait, give me 1 second. I'll give you the exact number, but I think it was like 4.4 million or something. It was something.
So you got extra packs for every 100k on top of that too, right?
Yeah, so I got a lot of packs, let's just say that.
Did they actually keep going every 100k all the way to... Wow.
Yeah.
That's actually really impressive.
Yeah, it was nuts. Let me see if I got this. You were actually the one that told me to
Yeah.
I wasn't going to originally.
Yeah, because I was interested in it because, you know, people, they do VP farming and everything because, you know, for some it's just like, you know, it's unrealistic with their work schedules and class schedules to actually reach the 1.2 mil every season. And, you know, I've had some seasons too where like in January especially, where I really struggled to get. Actually, there was one season where I couldn't get because I didn't have time at all. But yeah, I think that... Do you feel good about the fact that we have 2-week seasons, or do you wish it was 1 month?
I honestly, either way, like, I like the 2-week thing. At the same time, I feel like a month might be too much because you're able to get so high so quickly.
I guess because the ranks are so fast paced that it makes sense to keep it to 2 weeks.
I actually like the 2 weeks more, but I got the VP number here. It's 4,568,000.
Oh my god,
dude,
that's crazy.
That was just, it was nuts. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I struggled to get 1.2 mil in the other seasons. Like the season before the season I got first place, I was like top 1K or something. I got like Legend 12. So I basically did a whole freaking complete turnaround and just went for it. So
yeah, that's usually how I end up too. Is like Legend 10, Legend 12. Just like get the top 1K and pass.
Yeah, get that free
So-
copy of whatever SP it is.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's interesting because I also like with the other digital card games I play, like Shadowverse, they have 3 month ranked
Yeah.
seasons that like for the lower ranks, which also in Zero like below Legend it doesn't reset, but then for like the Legend equivalent, it resets every 3 months. But it's also like you have to earn 10,000 points, and a win is about 100, and then you lose 100 if you lose.
Oh, yeah.
So it's much more games to actually get there. So I guess like with Zero, because it takes like 3-4 wins to go up a Legend without losing, that I guess it makes sense to do the reset that fast.
Yeah, that was another thing. I actually didn't realize until this season that you only get extra points when you beat someone above you in the rank. So I never got like the extra. I think it's like sometimes it's 10 times it's 4 points. So every time I had to go 5 wins to get the next Legend.
Oof. Yeah, damn.
I was kind of confused on what I never played the second place guy. No, I did play the second place guy. Crap, I played him once, and I didn't play the guy that was second for the most time, which was what 3 minutes or something.
3 minutes.
And I actually lost to Crep. Let's just say I didn't pull a single trigger, and he ended up getting 10 points. Like no, he ended up getting 30 points or something. I was so confused, but then I realized that you get probably 10 more points when you beat someone
for
above
beating
you.
someone above you. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, then I guess I want to get some of your general opinions on Zero. So first things first, the ranked grind. Like, how much did it feel that it was a grind and like a commitment that you had to really make?
I basically did nothing except Zero, to be honest. Like, I added up all the hours, and I had 150 hours in the...
Holy.
Yeah, I had 2 free weeks. I was like, why not? I wanted to do this anyway, so... Yeah, I used the 2 free weeks to go ahead and do that. Yeah, it was just...
Yeah.
I had basically... Again, and I keep saying this in my videos because people think I'm trying to be cocky or something, but if anything, I would definitely not consider myself the best player. Just in that particular season, I was just the most consistent player, if anything. And again, I had 150 hours. I used a lot of time to get that, and that's why that's why I probably won't be doing it again. And if I do, I can't even imagine myself doing it again because the commitment is just crazy.
Yeah. It's like top 100 is doable.
Oh yeah.
Then it's like you get Legend 20, Legend 30, but. God, anything beyond that is like...
Did you see the difference between first and fourth? It was like 30... I think it was
didn't actually.
33 legends.
Wow.
Yeah,
exactly. So that's a big time commitment. Yeah, so for those of you at home that think that you can get to Legend 1... I mean, to not Legend 1, to number 1 in the Legend ladder, then it's a lot of time they need to commit. Did you ever miss sleep for it, or was it still enough?
Dude, what is it called? I have a really I am such a deep sleeper, so I can't wake up unless like I've gotten like an insane amount of sleep. So there were 2 times I got like 12, 13 hours of sleep.
Oh my god!
No. But then there were 2 times, including the last day, I didn't go to sleep. I wanted to make sure that all the previous time was worth it. By getting first, so that's why like the last day I pulled an all-nighter and I was like, all right, I'm getting this.
Oh my god!
And if anything, I overdid it again. I got nearly 10 legends above second place. So
yeah, but better safe than sorry, I guess. Sense.
Oh yeah. I was not wasting that 140, 150 hours. That was just I was making sure I was hitting that first spot.
Yep. So how impactful do you think is RNG, like the random factor in Zero, and like just randomly getting sacked or like dying to your opponent's defensives and things like that?
That's basically every time I got on a streak, it was almost like basically every time I lost, it was one of those games where it was like my opponent gets insane luck and I'm over there just getting absolutely nothing. And the whole luck factor, I feel like I think you said this in one of your videos that basically the more the game goes on and the cards get better, I feel like the triggers will start becoming less of a need. You won't need to pull 10 triggers to win a game.
Yeah. I'm praying that happens.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll see. At this point, I don't know with the end and everything, and Phantom Blaster Dragon and Overlord and all that. I mean, it might start changing quicker than we would all expect.
Yeah, hopefully. But even then, it's still restanders and things like that need triggers to make sure that they still hit over defensives and things like that. So I feel like maybe not until we reach like late Limit Break / Legion era, maybe then we'll start to, not feel so pressured by the triggers. If not, we'll have to wait until G. But we'll see if Zero even decides to go that route. But we already talked about time investment. But then how much? Like, let's say if Wizard were to decide to incorporate Zero into their tournament structure, into the BCS structure, and then do like not so much like the ladder grinding, but then let's say do best of threes, 4-0, and then you play out your rounds, like 8 rounds of Swiss followed by top cut. Do you think that this game is competitively viable for that, or do you think that even in a best of 3, like the trigger factor is too strong for it to be properly competitive?
I feel like definitely right now the whole factor with all the triggers and everything, it's just a luck game. It's just whoever gets luckier is gonna win. It's just really how it is. I mean, obviously you need to have skill to use your luck, but it's just again if you go, what is it called, a best of 4 or something in a tournament, again it's just whoever gets lucky all 2 4 games. So yeah. So again, I hope the luck factor changes, meaning again the cards get better and then the triggers won't have such an impact. But we will see. Again, it's probably going to take a year or so because the cards to get better and everything.
That's kind of what I expect as well.
Yeah.
And then another thing on Zero is, how do you feel about the fact that they change effects? We've had nerfs, but also like cards get new skills that they didn't have in their original printing. How do you feel about that?
Oh yeah, I love that they're adding different effects to it. I mean, with like cards like Perfect Razor, I was actually surprised they kept the skill basically exactly the way it was on the other thing, because it is a very powerful skill. Obviously, you're a 23k 2 crit beast constantly.
Yeah. And if anything, it's better in Zero because in the original game you would be sacrificing a bunch of shield from your hand, whereas here it's like, well, I can't guard with these grade 1s and 2s outside of intercept, or like grade 3s especially, so I might as well just suck them up.
Oh yeah, definitely. It does. It definitely impacts the game a lot.
Yeah. All right, then one more question. Well, I have 3 more, but one of them is, have you spent on the game so far? And if yes, how much?
Nada. Nothing. I haven't spent a dime.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one thing.
There you go.
People were expecting me to be this guy spending over $100 or something on the game minimum, and it's like, I'm waiting for the English version to release and see how that whole thing works, because I'm hoping I'll be able to transfer my account over, which my hopes are high, but I don't know if it's actually going to come true. But if that actually does happen, then I will definitely put some money into the game.
And I guess I'll segue into that. So will you, because like right now, the way that I assume, because the releases are different and because, the English version releasing won't have like the Christmas event, New Year's, Valentine's, like all these things they've been doing, like Grand Blue Spikes, and it's just going to release with like the first set with the Q4 clans. I personally don't feel that they're going to let us transfer, and I think that we're going to basically choose between which server we play on, and then we just have to pray that Bushiroad lets us use like Japanese accounts if they do like official tournaments. But then if there's no transfer of accounts, will you actually play the English version or stick with Japanese?
That's a really good question, because I have no idea, dude, honestly. Like, again, the amount of time I put into this account, it's kind of hard to swap over. And at this point, I basically know what everything does. Obviously, I can't read it. I'm not a translator like you. But I honestly, if it's the same game just over on English and I can't transfer over my account, I think I'll just stick to the Japanese version, if anything.
Yeah. I think I'm kind of in the same spot. It's like, I'll probably make an English account and then like try to do like the bare minimum and just like VP farm and like grind packs and stuff. But it's like, it's a pretty big time commitment, and it's like if even if you miss a day or two of logging in and like doing your dailies, you really start to lose out on the tempo of like building decks, crafting cards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's quite punishing to be behind in this game, I feel.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right, and then last question. With the English version coming out soon, what kind of tips do you have for beginners and people that are wanting to get into the game, whether they're like already Vanguard TCG players or they've never heard of Vanguard at all? So what kind of like tips do you have for the people starting out?
Well, for the people that actually, like, they haven't played like the TCG game, the actual card game, I think if anything, just find a deck you enjoy and then just play, because the only way you're going to stay to the game is if you find a deck that you enjoy, because again, like with my deck in particular, I only chose this deck because when I used to do tournaments, that was my deck. I used to do Perfect Razor with Azure Dragon. So I chose that deck just for that reason, and again, it's very enjoyable to me that I'm able to play some of my favorite cards. So I think that would probably be the best idea, is to try to find a deck that is most suited and enjoyable to the player, definitely. Even for anyone, honestly.
Yeah. And you can try out all the decks in Zero too, because they have the little like demo section where you get 20 gems per fight. But you can try out every single deck, so that's a good way to, before you can commit to packs and stuff, you can always try out the decks. But yeah, what else?
Yeah, it's basic. Jeez. I actually completely forgot about the whole that you can use the other decks. That whole thing where you the whole you
Like trial deck
yeah
kind of thing.
that whole thing. I actually completely forgot about that. I did that when I just started off. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually almost that's definitely a reminder there. But yeah, again, just find a deck you enjoy and then just try to max it out. Again, go ahead and use those character fights and everything and try to make the deck as best as possible. And if anything with this game, almost every deck is competitive. So any deck you enjoy, you have a chance of getting up there in the leaderboards if that's what you choose to do. Yeah, and again with the events and everything, I think again it's just another easy way to get cards for a deck that you enjoy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I guess finishing question then just came to my mind.
Yep.
What kind of improvements do you want to see for the game?
Well, the biggest one is definitely the pack system because I
Yes.
just want to say that I have had the absolute worst pack with Lux because I have no interest in Bermuda at all, and all I pull is Bermuda cards. I have like 10 triples for Bermuda, and I'm never gonna
Oh my
use them
God.
once. So that is the biggest thing, definitely for new and players that started right off from the beginning. It's just the packs are just, yeah, they need to go.
Yeah.
They need to change that definitely.
Yeah, like I've had comments on my videos going like, "Oh, I just started Zero, but I can't find the Bermuda pack." And I was like,
Oh my-
"Yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely hard to pick a specific clan when you can't pull the cards you need. Because
exactly."
I've actually, again, I've played the game since it started, and I've never pulled the Brutal Jack out of a pack. The only one I have, I crafted, and I've only pulled one Ashura. I've crafted 2. Like I only have
Yikes.
3 right now. I didn't even have a maxed out deck when I did this whole first place junk. Again, I would probably
Yeah.
wanted one more Jack and one more Ashura, but yeah.
Right. But now Azure Dragon is coming next month, so might as well save for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I already have enough to craft 4 of them, so that's.
Oof,
I've been
okay, that's good.
I could have gotten a Sure and a Brutal Jack, but my deck was working out good enough that I really didn't need them. And again, I wanted to be ready for the next event, next card release.
And how many packs do you have saved up for the upcoming set?
I actually I had like 30 saved up, but then I wouldn't even call it pressured into it. I just wanted to open packs, so I literally opened all of them. Right now I have like 10 packs, and now I'm starting to save.
Oh, okay, fair.
Yeah. Now I'm starting to save them up, but. Again, I used all my gems and everything, and I'm like, oh, I should have saved them, but yeah.
Oh man.
Again, I only got Bermudas from them anyway, so it was kind of a waste.
Oh
but
Jesus.
yeah,
F.
yeah. I'm gonna probably go try to get like Legend 2025 to try to get some gems and packs. So that's
Yeah.
definitely for the next pack release because I want to be able to max out my deck, obviously.
Yeah.
So,
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. So any kind of like finishing comments, shout outs, anything else you want to give?
No, I mean if you guys want to see me play freaking first place, again I have that whole series. If you guys want to go ahead and check out my channel, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you having me on. Definitely was enjoyable to talk about the game and everything. And yeah, thank you very much.
Yep. So you'll find 50cards' link to his channel in the description. Also link his Twitter. Are there any other socials I should link to?
Nope, those are about the only 2 I use.
All right. And then I guess is your shop already up for online or not yet?
No, not yet. That's
Okay,
work in progress.
So that's something to look forward to.
Oh yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for your time.
Yep,
I think this is very insightful for both current and upcoming Zero players. I think they'll appreciate, seeing one of the people at the top of the ladder, and so I think it's definitely a good, insightful experience for a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely.
All
Happy
right.
to help.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
All right. And on that note, we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.